man, I think I seen a unique bird out there again. Where'd he go? Look, he's peeking around the corner too. That's he's chirping for some reason. He probably say, "Hey, bring some more of them certain kind of seeds. Bring some sesame." Or he's probably saying, "Thank you for the is that them sesame seeds that you crack the snow them with sunflower seeds." That's probably what he's doing. He's thanking me for the sunflower seeds. I got bird feed all that there, but I forgot I had a bag of sunflower seeds. I hope the salt is off of it. That's some kind of finch, I think. Yeah, that's a unique bird, man. Usually chickadees in there. Every once in a while, cardinal come around, and I done videotape and shared it. I got a rare recording of a grosbeak or something. But man. Yeah, I love birds, man. Anyway, we got birds. This guitar, I always got an excuse. One, because I ain't been practicing lately, but for a long time, I ain't never satisfied with my playing. Sometimes I get good, but and at least, I have hold on. I can blame it on which is a big part of it. I cut my thumb off on the table saw years ago. Hold on, man. Fuck me. But I was going to show you the difference. See that thumb? That's shorter compared to this one. That one. And it cuts some nerves and tendons. You barely see the nerves. It cuts, see where you see that lightning. I can't point that finger, my index finger straight up like I can that one, But yeah, man, that's one good excuse I could use. That you can't play guitar good, but I mean, back in the day, I used to, even with my, tendons messed up, I could play pretty decent. But here lately, man, I guess I've been practicing up. But anyway, that's why I tell people, with that being said, I ain't really playing anything. I'm just moving my fingers, just constantly searching, man. Back in the day, I learned songs like "Wish You Were Here" by Pink Floyd, or I learned a lot of songs all the way through, though. That's what a lot of guys do. If you ain't in a band, the people just say, they'll play, some of it. Some fellas, they'll play all the way through. Yeah. But I'm going to try to get back into that. I'm going to quit rambling on, man. But yeah, this guitar, man. See where you're following it, like right there on the line, on the fret. You see it's just like it, it worn off. There's different areas, man. I need to give this thing a wash anyway, man. Get some pledge. Give it a good rub down. That's what I usually do. Look, there's another one. See how bad that is, man? Right there, one. It's on every one, man. Every fret, pretty much. See right there, man? That gives a clanging noise. And also, man, this is one of the Timu guitars anyway. There's always something wrong. Like, see how it's, see the height off of it? When it goes up here, the height on it gets higher. I'm almost certain that it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be the same height, I don't think it affects it too much, but yeah, it's cause this thing right here, this thing after a while it raises up. But hello, is anybody in there? Yeah. Did y'all hear that? There's somebody in there. Hey, I don't want to get you out, man. It's alright, just don't brag too loud and don't be spitting in here. Okay. Alright. Alright, anyway, yeah, man. Oh, I'm crazy, I know. But yeah, hey, look at this. I've had this, look at this cool snake, man. I call it the serpent snake. It looks like a snake, don't it, man? I've had that probably about 8 years, probably. Man, I got all kinds of cool stuff, man. It's, everybody, a lot of people do collect driftwood, but man, I got something. You'd be thinking I just came out of the pyramids, Egypt or something. I'm very proud of them. But I mean, I know I ain't the only one. But I've had friends mostly female friends that, they show me either be, not necessarily driftwood, but rocks, man. It's cool, man. I got some cool looking rocks too, man. Ain't that right, Angel? She sighs a lot. I'm quit playing me, alright? Well, let's see. I use this to, let's see, hold on. Hold that to hold it, I'm gonna be fucking off, searching always. Got an open D to me. Open D. I wish I could see. And open D. Open D. Sometimes, man, I'm kind, like I said, I ain't excellent on playing guitar, but I know when I get in a good groove, but it depends on the guitar. That's why I bought some new guitars. And fucking T-Move, man. If you're getting something T-Move, there's bound to be something wrong with it. But here, there at the end, I got some decent guitars from. But what else was I gonna say? But yeah, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, it's rocks, cool sticks, man. I got some. Yeah, I was talking to this chick, man. Like I was singing, and she's got cool rocks, man. I fell in love right off the bat. In love with her. We was hanging out there for a while. Started looking for rocks and stuff together, but yeah, she does got some awesome rocks, and I do too. I cut up with her and say mine's better than yours or prettier than yours. And shut up now. But yeah, man, I got some cool stuff, man. What else I was going to talk about? Anyway, never mind, man. I'm going to get back to practicing. I feel myself because it makes me try to play harder, but I feel myself to look at, watch my videos, because I know sometimes I'll be like, damn, where'd that come from? Because I know I ain't playing anything particular, but I know a lot of times I like playing in front of an artist, but I know a lot of times something supernatural happens. Like, damn, man, I get in the groove and be doing real good, playing some good, man. But ain't played, well, I probably ain't played a week or two. Surprisingly. But yeah, open deep. I'm gonna try to. I just fool around. I was playing, practicing with a slide, man. That's another way I can tell that something ain't right about the guitar. I already know right off that this, the strings are too high up here. Because I can't, normally I can play decent on slide, but I can tell something wrong. And I started looking at it, and I noticed, like I showed you, the bad spots in it. That's why you gotta really hold that slide a certain way. But if you got some bites in your, where the copper ain't on it, or that there's some places after a while, or just whether it's bad strings or bad guitar, it's off. It'll fuck with them, man. Or it could be the bridge, but anyway. Or it could be the person with the big part of the album. Shit. Yeah. That slide down. I know it's going to hit a bump. I'm just going to practice and get my fingers broken in again. Because I know eventually I'll get in the groove somewhere. I'm getting practice of getting my fingers perfected gradually on there's so many places you put your finger, man, in different ways. And that's why I'm doing, getting that practicing on that aspect. And getting my hearing. Of course, the more you play, the more you're putting the memory of the sound at every path and every way, The more you play, of course, you're getting your memory, it's getting stuck in your memory. Yada, yada. That's how great musicians become. Not only practicing, but they're just fooling around too, bam. Chickadee. But yeah, man, the beauty of God bless, man, by the grace of God, it's giving us the ability to learn, it's such a beautiful thing, man. To build and to design and, bring something new to the world, inventions or whatever. Man, I love God, man. Ain't perfect. Yeah, that's what you do. Alright, I'm sure. I'm just gonna be feeling around. I'll try to get it. Sometimes I'll get something unique. I'm sure I ain't trying to do it, but I'll be playing, man. I'll come up with some new ideas with my fingers, like, wow, that's fucking badass. I'll be playing on. And I'll be like, another reason I like playing in front of my audience too, you know, because it makes me, you know, I ain't worried about fucking up, you know, because a lot of times I know if my guitar's fucked up, I'll tell the audience, hey, so at least I have some kind of excuse, but I like playing in the audience because, I don't know, it's just, you know, something about it, you know, not only it makes you want to get better or learn better, you know, it's just something about it. You know, I think a lot of musicians that gain something from playing in the audience, you know, especially over and over, your mind, you know, it influences it and teaches it, you know, to not only practice, but your mind, you know, as a gift from God, you know, you find something special, you know, something in a song, you know, that's the beauty, man, of music, man. Guitar, drums, bass. There's so much. It ain't. Oh, you know, God didn't put it down like, hey, this instrument, you can only play 3 ways, or you probably can only learn 5 songs. No, man, that's the beauty. Just like God is infinity, man. The beauty of everything in this world, man. Woo, I might get up here and put on my boots and stomp my foot on it. Woo, praise the Lord. But yeah, it is a beautiful thing, anything, especially what you have a passion for is, you know, write the song, just feeling your way around in the dark. Even people that are blind, you know, handicapped, are blessed. People going through hard times, it's a beautiful thing. That, you know, going through hard times, not only makes you tougher, but you really learn more. You learn new things, you know. It's like I was saying, you gotta go through hell before you get to heaven. I'm gonna preach on. I might put the guitar down and go try to become a preacher. I wouldn't mind if I could do it, I would. I do enough preaching, run off the map, but yeah, you know what I'm saying. God's good, man. Doing something cool before I got it. When I was practicing, like I always, well, that sounds good. I know, you know, that's the way I'm going to start it. I try to remember it, and I forget all about it, man. But I'll eventually get back in there, you know. Blind or not, just, you know, I'll find my way, you know, in the dark, feel my way around, you know, hit something good. Even when the things that don't keep it to you, it's got elements. see, I know I'll find the path, and I try to keep it going. You know, man, fuck around, man. Just keep on feeling your way around. You know, I I think that's what I like about playing in front of the audience too, because I know that I'm got a sophistication, or yes, I go ahead and try to brag. I actually got a high IQ. That not only one of my psychiatrists and my psychologist, a female, they told me I got a high IQ. I said, well, how do you know? They just, well, the test they took, and that's where I learned, that's where I found out I was an empath. I didn't, what's an empath? My female doctor, she's like a therapist or like a whatever too, but I said, well, what are you talking about, an empath? And my psychiatrist said that too, and psychologist stuff. You know, and they explained it to me, and it made perfect sense. Well, yeah, you know. With it being psychiatrist or, you know, for my mental disorders or stress or whatever, about when I found out I also had, you know, bipolar, you know, personality disorder, paranoid disorder, but, you know, I heard it first from the female, I think she's a therapist or something, but she said she knew it right off the bat the way she was talking. And later on, I didn't say nothing to my psychiatrist. He learned it by, well, he knew you know, he could tell by also like she did, but he learned it mostly from my childhood. Well, they learned it the same way by having you know, appointments with me. But anyway, maybe it was him. No, it was her. She told me first. But yeah, an empath. I said, what's an empath? You know, first thing that came to mind is empathy. But you know, an empath is somebody that's you know, it's a sensitive thing. They're more sensitive. You know, but you know, like where you know, sensitive. You know, it don't have to be necessarily crying, but I don't cry very much, but when I do, it's, you know, something deep or whatever. But the empaths, they are more sensitive, like Spider-Man. Empaths are not only, I heard, you know, from them, they said it's like a supernatural aspect. And I studied it later, and it is like, and I believe it, and I was moved by that. And I understood it, what they mean by supernatural, you know. But anyway, empaths, you know, they're very sensitive. They are very sensitive. You know, meaning whether it be prone to crying or where, but what they mostly mean is, I ain't saying I cry a lot now, but I am, like watching a good movie, or if I see you know, somebody I love cry, you know, I do have, you know, every once in a blue moon I cry, you know, happiness, you know, being blessed by God somehow. Everything is around you, man. The energy and the people that you talk to, they even feel it. Everything's perfect, man. The energy, I mean, I just about to hear break down just out of happiness. You know, it could be sadness and happiness. Anyway, anyway, yeah, empaths are they're very sensitive. You know, they got a big heart. You know, yes, it's more so of they feel things more. You know, cry more. You know, they be the first one to cry. Even I ain't ashamed. You know, cry. You know. Old Jerry died, or in the movie or something, but it's more deeper than that, you know. It is supernatural. I knew as time went by, you know, when I found out about 10 years ago that I was one, I understood, you know. It's, not only is it very sensitive, like Spider-Man, you'd be surprised. I mean, you know, I'm sure there's empaths out there that understand, like, they like, yeah, preach on, brother. It's, I mean, you don't have to be an empath. If you're a Christian, you know, just, you know, the way God moves in us as Christians, you know, and unfortunately, yeah, the devil himself, I could preach on and on for a day, just, you know, it is, you're very sensitive, it's a spiritual, you know, but, empaths, and it is a supernatural aspect to in certain points, but, spiritual wise, you know, it's blown my mind, but, yeah, empaths, I was trying to think of something that blew, you know, I want to tell you this, you know. But yeah, I'm going to start writing stuff down, episodes I have a few times I got written down, but I'm very fascinated with it. It is a supernatural aspect. I mean, anyway, empaths are not only sensitive, but they're good at helping people, you know. And I got a lot of experience in that. You know, I noticed that I am pretty good. You know, I ain't got a cold heart. I help if I can sense somebody sad, and I talk to them. You know, whatever. Try my best to talk to them, especially as a Christian. That's why I'm glad I did learn. When I learned so much in the Bible, I've been moved. God moves through me. You know, moves through people like, you know, Christians or empaths. You know, it's a beautiful thing. You know, I always want to be a psychologist or be, you know, make money helping people. You know, I'll go ahead and tell you, I've had a handful of people just, you know, more than a handful that they'll come out and tell me because I'm, you know, I'm a rough boy, you know, tough guy, whatever. But I think that's why people, friends, even strangers, you know, it's something about me that aurora. But yeah, I'm tough. I'm not afraid to fight. I've been in many fights. I've fought 5 men before. I've knocked people out, you know. But I'm a good person. I don't go out starting fights. You understand? And I'm thankful for that. By golly, but I take care of myself and my loved ones. You know. Anyway, empaths. You know, even the times I've been in several jail. You know how black people say, "I feel you." I'm thinking black people are empaths because I think people are empaths are the ones that have had a rough childhood somehow. You know, grew up without a father or had the crap beat out of them when they was a kid or whatever, man. Seen violence. When you go through the hell like that, it does something to your mind, your senses, man. You know. Of course, that's exactly what it is. You know, a lot of kids got abused, whether it be sexually or physically. You know, I got ass whooping a lot when I kid. With me, I think what triggered my, you know, in the beginning, of, you know, becoming an empath, you know, at a young age, you know, I grew up having watched my mom get the living shit bat out of her, man. I mean, I'm talking about black eyes, blood, you know, she took me to my grandmother's a lot, you know, her and her boyfriend, you know, whatever, spend time together, but with her also probably doing it because knowing he's, you know, it's nonstop. He beat the shit out of her, man. And she took me to stay at my grandmother's when he was there, and I learned God through my grandmother. You know, I can tell you stories. I want to tell you stories how, you know, unfortunately, you know, 4, 5, 6 years old at a young age. A lot of times, man, I've had to witness my mom get or listen to her get a shit bit out of her, man. Black eyes, a lot, blood, man. You know, and it'd be mean to me sometimes. Mom get on to him, boy. She'd take up, I go ahead and tell you a story. I remember I've told this, but I'm just saying, speaking as a human being, that not to be showing off, just speaking as a Christian. I remember I was 5 years old. That's when we lived in Olive Springs. I lived up, I was outside, out in the street, playing on my taco toy truck. Where it's kind of like a cul-de-sac. You go up a road, and it goes up in the cul-de-sac, dead end. I was out there, my cousins, I had some cousins living next door, Tanya and Philip Van, my Aunt Teresa Van, and Uncle Leroy Van. Anyway, he was a famous dirt track racer. But anyway, it's like 75. I don't think Philip was born yet, or when, but yeah, he was. He's like Tanya's like 2 years old, 3 years older than me. Anyway, they was kids too. I was out there playing. I remember playing with taco toys, whatever, man. Out there in the street, in the cul-de-sac. I heard a gunshot come from our house. Pow! Boom! Rifle shot or gun. I can't remember what kind of gun it was or what it was, but and immediately, I like, man. And immediately after that, Mom come running out screaming. I mean, it's nothing new to me. It's Mom screaming and black eyed and shit. But this time, Mom came running out screaming after that gun. I heard a gunshot from the house. She had blood. She got blonde hair. Well, she did, growing up. That's why I got strawberry blonde hair. I got the blonde and the jeans. The red hair came from my grandpa. And so blonde, strawberry blonde. I'm proud of it. Oh, anyway, man, but I just playing. I heard a gunshot coming from my house. Pow! I think it was a shotgun. Yeah, I think it was. Anyway, maybe after Mom coming out screaming, man. And I seen her even from 60 feet, 70 feet away. She had blood in her blonde hair. Man, usually probably had a black eye too, but and in my mind, at 5 years old, I'm thinking he shot her, man. I remember I'm not feeling faint. I remember feeling faint. 5 years old, man. See, that's very sad. Children have to grow up and stuff like that. And that's why I was getting telling that story, because I think that's a big, big part of me being an empath, Cause I think that's exactly what it is. That's why I like black people. You know how they say, I feel you. I think a lot of black people in past, cause it's had a rough childhood, you understand? Grew up poor or whatever, anyway. And I remember how it felt. Like, oh, God, I thought, oh, man, he shot her, and she's probably going to die with her, But he didn't shoot her. That blood, that's just normal where he hit her, And he shot the gun up in the ceiling, and she heard after that gunshot, and she came out. My aunt immediately came running out, and tended to her, and called the cops, and that's the only thing I remember. That I probably remember the cops coming up there. That happened a lot. But anyway, that's one reason I'm telling that story, which I tell a lot. Talking as being an empath is, I believe a lot of empaths, not necessarily. I think that's why I'm, because I had a rough childhood, and it all made sense. It dawned on me. Times I spent in Silverdale, or being around black people. They say I feel you. I'm thinking they're empaths, because they do feel back for sensitive, and it just smacked me in the head, as God, an angel told me. But anyway, and I've never been racist too. Black people like me, man. But yeah, I ain't never been racist. I've had black friend when I was a kid. I go ahead and tell you, I tell some people, I might have told a black person before, hey man, and he just looked at, because he knew he felt me, he goes, yeah man, cool man, that's just the way the world is, Anyway, I remember staying at my grandmother's a lot. I remember her, she said the word nigger a lot, man. Or she'd be talking to somebody, I ain't heard it a whole lot from. I'm just saying, I always remember that. Grandma's saying that bad word. That's just the way he raised them country, But my grandpa, he was a coal miner, her brother brushed him up in prison. Anyway, man, Grandma was a great person. She just, they raised her like that. But, I ain't never been racist. Anyway, but yeah, I just, and that smacked my head. I think in past, you don't want to never say that, some got worse than others. But I think kids that had a rough childhood by however means, it fucks with their mind, it could be anything, just had a rough, that being, or just any kind of bad episodes, it fucks with a child's mind, and I guess it turns people into empaths. It makes them more alert, I guess, and deeper. And I'm thinking, like I say again, the spiritual aspect, for the spiritual pain, and you're more alert. You're just different from everybody, I think you become blessed, and you do. Even through the pain, no pain, no gain. It's weird. I always want to write a book. Anyways, but yeah, I just want to talk about the supernatural. Going back to another thing, empaths are good at helping people. They're good at talking, listening. And I have had speaking angelic. I've had many angelic episodes. Like I've been around friends. And back, girlfriends, relationships, like, oh my God, babe. And I'm a big entertainer, and people, and without even thinking, I can be funny or just, I like to act, Like me and some friends been around big bonfire, campfire, and it's all right, but get around and tell a story. And everybody I see the kids in their eyes, and they know I'm just going to come off with a story out of nowhere and pull it out of there. Once, 23 years ago, I'll be talking like someone. I entertain myself. I can see the kids in their eyes, they'd be in their 30s or something, 40s. And I love that, having that gift. I love entertaining, friends, whatever, or strangers anyway. But anyway, empaths, I've done more and more about not only me, but reading about the book and meeting other people, they are very sensitive. And not only that, it is supernatural gift. It's supernatural. You look it up, and they'll tell you something about supernatural. It's a beautiful thing, even though it came from not so beautiful aspect, of how we became an empath. See, I used to write comic books, I was going to write a comic book, empath. I should have turned it in. I got ideas. That's another thing about myself, too. I should be rich by now. Even I've had friends and, people in high places, doctors, you should go to college. And I've had so many people and teachers tell me that. My social worker and teacher. I wish I had now. I did go to college, but that was just to get my GED. But that don't mean it ain't too late. I would love to. There's so many subjects I want to learn. I love learning. I love reading books. I love learning about you, man. Read the Bible. Anyway, it was but yeah, empaths. Good people. They are sensitive. They're good. They're good at helping people. Because they've been through the pain, the hell. They're good at helping people. I'm thinking that a lot of doctors and nurses are empaths, whether they had a rough childhood or not. good to people, but you know, I'm kind of mad at myself because I should, you know, I was just a roughneck growing up, getting in trouble a lot, and you know, I am very bad. I should be, you know, a doctor. I always wanted to be something like helping people too, you know. There's many things I wanted to be, you know, that I still could, you know. People in high places tell me, you still can go to school, right? You know, I always want to be a movie, right? Not a writer or cartoon, you know. I have the ability, you know. I've had many people tell me, people in high places, well, you're very good, you're right. You, the way who I am as a person, or helping people, or artists, or whatever, just how I see things, you know. And it kind of disturbs me because, by the grace of God, I should be making big money, you know, whatever my time, my abilities were, but that's okay. You know, God, you know, I still might, you know, I mean, whatever, man. But you know, man, I love God, man. God's so good, man. I love God, man. His angels, man. I ain't perfect, but he's great, man. But yeah, going back to, you know, impact black people, I think they had hit me in the head, but going back to what I was trying to say, but yeah, I'm starting to, I am good people. I've had many males and females. They cry. Full grown men cry. And man, you know, full grown men tell me they love me. So I love you, Ryan. Well, I love you too, buddy. Uh, you know, they pass the, you know, uh, they are good at helping people. You know, I've had many. I think I told you, not only females, but men, full grown men cry. I said, right. I had one guy tell me I was an angel. He's not, you know, he's dead now. Jason Carraway. He's crazy motherfucker. I can tell you stories of him, but, you know, he opened up to me, told me, you know, things that he wouldn't tell nobody. And whatever I said to him, he cried, man. He gave me a hug. And he goes, Rod, you're an angel, Rodney. I said, I ain't no angel. I said, no, he goes, you're an angel. And, you know, and the empaths are good with it, you know. They're good with, you know, helping people. They don't have to study anything. They're just natural.